Wil Mason, the Royal Savior. A Hero's Awakening. Wil Mason, 22 years old, stands at 6 feet 2 inches tall with short-cropped dark hair, piercing blue eyes, and a lean, muscular build. His uniform is neatly pressed, reflecting his dedication and pride in his role. He smells faintly of the metallic tang of the ship and a hint of cologne. His expression is serious, eyes always scanning for potential threats. But there's a warmth when he smiles that speaks of kindness and determination. One day, while docking his transport ship, Wil notices 4 men dragging a young man down the corridor. The young man, with tousled blonde hair and green eyes wide with fear, is yelling for help. Wil's heart pounds with anger and determination. He dashes towards them, shouting for them to stop. The kidnappers, dressed in dark, nondescript clothing, their faces masked, try to force the young man into another ship. Wil grabs one of the men, his grip firm and unyielding. The young man breaks free and they run towards the elevators. As they make it, the young man thanks Wil, revealing he is Prince Osen, the king's son. Suddenly, royal guards arrive, capturing the kidnappers. In the chaos, a stray bullet from one of the kidnappers hits Wil in the head. Everything goes blank for Mason. Wil wakes up a month later in a pristine, white hospital room. His vision is blurred, his head throbbing. He hears the doctor and nurse talking, their voices clear as if amplified. They tell him not to move much as he's still recovering. When Wil wakes up again, his vision slowly clears. He sees 2 figures in front of him. He tries to speak, asking if they are his parents. The doctor corrects him. It is the king and queen. The king, a tall, imposing figure with a regal bearing, thanks Wil for saving his son. The queen, elegant and composed, expresses her gratitude as well. Wil learns his brain has been repaired with several implants, including an AI implant. These implants grant him unique abilities, enhancing his senses and reflexes. He is now one of the best pilots in the royal fleet. Despite his abilities, Wil faces jealousy and rivalry from other royal pilots and commanders. They resent his rapid rise through the ranks and his non-noble background. But Wil's determination and skill earn him respect. He fights in numerous battles against alien alliances, defending human planets and territories. Wil and Prince Osen become close friends, their bond strengthened by the shared experience of the kidnapping attempt. Wil's journey is filled with non-stop action, from intense space battles to daring rescues. He faces pain and pride, fear and happiness as he navigates his new life. Rising through the ranks. With newfound abilities, Wil faces jealousy and rivalry, but proves himself in battle. Wil's enhanced abilities make him a formidable pilot. His senses are sharper, his reflexes quicker, and his strategic thinking unparalleled. He quickly becomes one of the best pilots in the royal fleet, earning the admiration of his peers and the resentment of those who see him as an upstart. During a routine patrol, Wil's ship encounters an alien fleet. The aliens, known for their fierce combat skills and advanced technology, engage in a brutal battle. Wil's heart races with fear and adrenaline as he maneuvers his ship with precision, his enhanced abilities allowing him to anticipate the aliens' moves. Wil's ship, sleek and agile, cuts through the alien fleet. The sound of weapons firing fills the cockpit, a mix of high-pitched whines and deep, resonant booms. The ship's interior is bathed in the glow of the control panels, casting a blue light on Wil's focused face. The battle is intense, with explosions lighting up the dark void of space. Wil's heart pounds with determination as he outmaneuvers the aliens, his ship's advanced weaponry cutting through their shields. His face is set in a determined expression, his blue eyes sharp and focused. As the battle ends, Wil's ship is battered but still functional. He takes a deep breath. his heart slowing as the adrenaline fades. The ship's interior is filled with the acrid smell of burnt circuits and the metallic tang of blood. Wil's hands shake slightly as he surveys the damage, but his expression is one of pride. Back at the base, Wil is promoted for his bravery and skill. He stands before his commanding officer, a stern man with gray hair and piercing eyes. The officer's voice is filled with respect as he pins the new insignia on Wil's uniform. Wil's heart swells with pride, but he also feels the weight of responsibility that comes with his new rank. The Battle of Andromeda. Wil faces his biggest challenge yet in the Battle of Andromeda, testing his skills and courage. The Battle of Andromeda is one of the fiercest conflicts the Royal Fleet has ever faced. The Alien Alliance, a coalition of several hostile species, launches a massive assault on the human colonies in the Andromeda sector. Wil is assigned to lead a squadron in the defense of the colonies. As the fleet approaches the battle zone, the tension is palpable. The ships are a mix of sleek fighters and massive capital ships, their hulls gleaming in the starlight. The sound of engines humming and the chatter of pilots over the comms fill the air. Wil's heart pounds with a mix of fear and determination. He can see the alien fleet in the distance, a formidable array of ships bristling with weapons. The battle begins with a barrage of laser fire, the sound of explosions, and the sight of ships being torn apart, filling the void of space. Wil's ship, agile and equipped with advanced weaponry, weaves through the chaos. His enhanced senses allow him to anticipate the aliens' moves, his reflexes guiding him with precision. The sounds of weapons firing and the sight of alien ships exploding are a constant backdrop as he fights. Despite the odds, Wil's squadron manages to hold the line. His voice is calm and steady over the comms, issuing orders and coordinating attacks. His face is set in a determined expression, his blue eyes sharp and focused. The smell of burnt circuits and the metallic tang of blood fill the cockpit. As the battle rages on, Wil's ship is hit. Warning alarms blare, the cockpit filling with smoke. Wil's heart races as he struggles to regain control. His hands move with lightning speed, his enhanced reflexes guiding him as he stabilizes the ship. The battle ends with a hard-won victory. The alien fleet is driven back, and the human colonies are saved. Wil's ship is battered, but still functional. He takes a deep breath, his heart slowing as the adrenaline fades. His body aches with exhaustion, but his face is filled with pride. Back at the base, Wil is hailed as a hero. The commanding officer, his stern face softened with respect, commends Wil for his bravery and skill. Wil's heart swells with pride, but he also feels the weight of responsibility that comes with being a leader. The price of valor. Wil's bravery comes at a cost as he faces personal and physical challenges. Wil's success in the Battle of Andromeda earns him further recognition and promotions, but it also brings new challenges. The physical toll of the battles, combined with the jealousy and rivalry from other pilots, weighs heavily on him. He struggles with injuries and exhaustion, his body pushed to its limits. One evening, as Wil is resting in his quarters, he receives a message from Prince Osen. The prince, his face filled with concern, informs Wil that there are rumors of a plot against him. Wil's heart pounds with a mix of fear and determination as he listens to the prince's warning. The next day, Wil is ambushed in a remote part of the base. The attackers, masked and armed, move with precision and deadly intent. Wil's enhanced reflexes and combat skills allow him to fight back, but he is outnumbered and overpowered. The fight is brutal, the sounds of fists hitting flesh and the grunts of exertion filling the air. Wil's vision blurs with pain as he takes hit after hit. His body aches with exhaustion, but his unwavering determination drives him to keep fighting. Just as it seems he will be defeated, reinforcements arrive. Prince Osen, leading a group of royal guards, charges into the fray. The attackers are quickly subdued, and their leader is captured. Wil's heart swells with relief and gratitude as he sees the prince. Wil's injuries are severe, and he is taken to the medical bay. The nurse, her gentle touch and soothing voice, a comfort tends to his wounds. Wil's body aches with pain, but his face is set in a determined expression. He knows the price of valor is high, but he is willing to pay it. The commanding officer visits Wil in the medical bay, his stern face softened with respect. "You've proven your strength and resilience once again," he says, his voice filled with admiration. "Rest and recover. We need you." A royal bond and respect. Wil's vision gradually cleared as he woke up in the medical bay. The sterile white walls contrasted sharply with the deep blue of his medical gown. The faint beeping of medical equipment and the hum of the life support systems created a rhythmic backdrop. He blinked several times, trying to focus on the figures standing by his bed. As his eyes adjusted, he recognized the royal figures, the king and queen. "Rest, Wil," the king said, his voice commanding yet kind. "You have done a great service for this kingdom." The queen, her presence calming, added, "We owe you a great debt. Please recover well." Wil's heart swelled with a mix of pride and humility. He nodded weakly, the effort exhausting. As the royal couple left, a nurse approached, her eyes warm and reassuring. "You're in good hands, Wil. Just focus on getting better," she said softly. Due to the implants, Wil's recovery was moving fairly well. His daily physical therapy sessions were grueling, pushing his body to its limits. His enhanced senses and reflexes, gifts from the AI implant, made him acutely aware of every muscle and joint. Despite the pain, he persevered, driven by inner strength and determination. One afternoon, while practicing walking in the medical bay's rehabilitation area, he heard a soft, melodic voice behind him. "You must be Wil Mason." Turning slowly, he saw Princess Cassandra, known to all as Princess Cass. She was stunning, with long, flowing auburn hair that caught the light and eyes as blue as the deepest ocean. She smiled warmly, her presence instantly putting him at ease. "Yes, Your Highness," Wil replied, his voice steady but filled with reverence. "Please call me Cass," she said, stepping closer. "I've heard a lot about you, Wil. You saved my brother's life. For that, I am eternally grateful." Wil's heart raced as he took in her words. "It was an honor, Princess Cass." Over the next few weeks, Cass visited Wil regularly. They would talk for hours, sharing stories and dreams. Wil learned about her childhood, her aspirations, and the burdens of royal life. Cass, in turn, listened intently to Wil's tales of his upbringing, his dreams of adventure, and the challenges he faced as an officer of non-noble birth. Their bond grew stronger with each passing day. Cass's visits became the highlight of Wil's recovery, her presence a beacon of hope and warmth. She would often bring him books, read to him, and even share moments of laughter and joy. Their conversations ranged from the mundane to the profound, each one deepening their connection. One evening, as they walked through the royal gardens, the moonlight casting a silver glow on the lush greenery, Wil found himself overwhelmed by his feelings for Cass. Her elegance and grace captivated him, and her kindness and understanding touched his very soul. "Cass," he began, his voice trembling slightly. "My feeling for you has grown very fast. I never felt this way before in my life. More than I can put into words." Cass stopped walking and turned to face him, her eyes filled with warmth and affection. "Wil, I feel the same way about you as well. You are an amazing man. Your bravery and strength inspire me." Wil's heart soared as he took her hands in his. The world seemed to fade away, leaving only the two of them standing together under the night sky. They shared their first kiss, a moment filled with love and promise. However, their newfound relationship was not without challenges. The royal court was a place of politics and power, where every action was scrutinized and every word carried weight. Rumors began to spread about their relationship, fueled by jealousy and intrigue. A nobleman, jealous of Wil's success and close relationship with Cass, began spreading malicious rumors. He whispered lies about Wil's intentions and questioned his loyalty. The court was soon abuzz with gossip, and the pressure began to take its toll on Wil and Cass. Wil's heart ached with frustration and anger. He confronted the nobleman in the grand hall, his voice filled with righteous fury. "Your lies will not stand. I have given everything for this kingdom, and I will not let you tarnish my name or my relationship with Cass." The nobleman sneered, but before he could respond, Cass stepped forward. Her eyes blazed with determination as she addressed the court. "Wil is a gentleman and a man of honor. You will not damage his name, and if anyone who questions his integrity will answer to me." Her words silenced the court, and the nobleman slunk away, his defeat evident. Wil's heart swelled with pride and gratitude as he looked at Cass, knowing their bond was unbreakable. Prince Osen, witnessing the confrontation, approached Wil afterward. "You have my support, brother. You saved my life, and I will always stand by you." With the support of Prince Osen and Princess Cass, Wil felt a renewed sense of purpose and strength. Together they faced the challenges of the royal court, their bond growing stronger with each trial. As the weeks turned into months, Wil and Cass continued to build their relationship, their love a source of strength and inspiration. They shared moments of joy and sorrow, laughter and tears, each one deepening their connection. Their relationship became a symbol of hope and unity within the kingdom. Wil's journey from a young officer to a decorated hero and his love for Cass inspired many. His story was one of hard work, self-confidence, bravery, determination, and the care of the people, a testament to the power of the human spirit. People of the kingdom felt a special likeness of Wil for speaking for the regular people and the voice of all. He could connect the voice of the upper class as well. Kids all over see Wil as a hero. The military more than tripled in size, clearly inspired by their hero, Commander Mason. The days leading up to the siege of Titan were filled with tension and anticipation. The alien alliance had amassed a formidable fleet, and the human colony on Titan was their primary target. The fate of the colony, and possibly humanity itself, hung in the balance. Wil stood on the bridge of his ship, the Vanguard, as he reviewed the battle plans with his squadron leaders. The bridge was a hive of activity, with officers and crew members bustling about, their faces set with determination. The holographic display in the center of the room projected a detailed map of the Titan sector, highlighting key strategic points and enemy positions. "We need to hold the line at all costs," Wil said, his voice steady but filled with urgency. "Our primary objective is to protect the colony and drive the enemy back. Stay focused and follow your training. We can win this." His squadron leaders nodded, their expressions resolute. Wil's heart swelled with pride as he looked at his team, knowing they were ready to face the coming battle. Before the fleet set out, Wil took a moment to bid farewell to Princess Cass. They stood in a private alcove of the royal palace, away from the prying eyes of the court. Cass's eyes were filled with worry, but she tried to remain strong for Wil. "Promise me you'll come back," she whispered, her voice trembling. Wil took her hands in his heart aching at the thought of leaving her. "I promise, Cass. I'll come back to you." They shared a tender kiss, a promise of hope and love. Wil's heart pounded with a mix of fear and determination as he left the palace, ready to face the battle ahead. As the fleet approached Titan, the tension was palpable. The ships, a mix of sleek fighters and massive capital vessels, moved with precision through the void of space. The hum of the engines and the chatter of the pilots over the comms filled the air, creating a sense of unity and purpose. The alien fleet came into view, a formidable array of ships bristling with weapons. The sight of the enemy sent a shiver down Wil's spine, but he steeled himself for the fight. He knew the stakes were high, and failure was not an option. The battle began with a deafening barrage of laser fire. Explosions lit up the darkness, and the sound of weapons discharging filled the void. Wil's ship, the Vanguard, was at the forefront, its advanced weaponry and agility making it a key player in the fight. Wil's heart raced as he maneuvered the Vanguard through the chaos. His enhanced senses and reflexes allowed him to anticipate the enemy's moves, guiding him with precision. The ship's interior was bathed in the glow of the control panels, casting a blue light on Wil's focused face. "Enemy fighters incoming!" one of his squadron leaders called out over the comms. Wil's hands moved with lightning speed as he directed the Vanguard to engage. The sound of weapons firing and the sight of alien ships exploding were a constant backdrop as he fought. His heart pounded with fear and determination, but he remained focused on the mission. Despite the overwhelming odds, Wil's leadership and skill inspired his squadron. His voice was calm and steady over the comms, issuing orders and coordinating attacks. His face was set in a determined expression, his blue eyes sharp and focused. The battle raged on, each moment a test of endurance and courage. The alien ships were relentless, their advanced technology making them formidable opponents. Wil's heart raced as he dodged incoming fire, the Vanguard's shields absorbing the impact. As the battle reached its peak, a critical moment arose. The alien flagship, a massive vessel bristling with weapons, moved into position to attack the colony directly. Wil knew this was the turning point. If the flagship succeeded, the colony would be lost. "All units, focus fire on the flagship," Wil ordered, his voice filled with urgency. "We need to take it down!" The fleet responded, their weapons targeting the massive vessel. The air was filled with the sound of laser fire and the sight of explosions. Wil's heart pounded as he guided the Vanguard into position, aiming for a critical weak point on the flagship's hull. "Fire!" he commanded. The Vanguard's weapons discharged, the beams slicing through the flagship's defenses. The massive vessel shuddered under the impact, explosions rippling along its surface. Wil's heart soared with hope as he saw the enemy ship begin to falter. With a final decisive strike, the flagship exploded in a brilliant flash of light. The alien fleet, demoralized and leaderless, began to retreat. Cheers erupted over the comms as the human fleet celebrated their hard-won victory. Wil's body ached with exhaustion, but his face was filled with pride. The colony on Titan was safe, and the alien threat had been driven back. He took a deep breath, his heart slowing as the adrenaline faded. Back at the base, Wil was hailed as a hero. The commanding officer, his stern face softened with respect, commended Wil for his bravery and skill. Wil's heart swelled with pride, but he also felt the weight of responsibility that came with being a leader. He returned to the royal palace, where Cass awaited him. Her eyes filled with tears of joy and relief as she embraced him. "You kept your promise," she whispered. Wil held her close, his heart filled with love and determination. "I'll always come back to you, Cass." Their bond, strengthened by the trials they had faced, was unbreakable. Together they looked to the future, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The battle had been won, but the war was far from over. The fleet and the colonies began rebuilding and recovering from the devastation. Wil felt a mix of pride and determination as he reflected on the battle and the future. The fleet gathered in the aftermath of the battle, their ships battered but victorious. Wil addressed his squadron leaders, emphasizing the need to focus on rebuilding and recovering. His squadron leaders nodded, showing determination and readiness to face the challenges ahead. As the fleet and the colonies began to recover and rebuild, Wil led by example, inspiring others with his bravery and determination. Wil's relationship with Princess Cass grew stronger as they supported each other through the trials they faced. Together, they looked to the future, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Their bond was a beacon of hope and strength, a testament to the power of love and loyalty. As the days turned into weeks, new challenges and opportunities arose. With the support of Prince Osen and Princess Cass, Wil knew he was not alone. Together, they faced the challenges of the fleet, their bond stronger than ever. Wil's journey was filled with trials and tribulations, but his strength and resilience guided him through. As the fleet and the colonies looked to the future, they found hope and inspiration in Wil's story. His bravery and determination had saved countless lives and inspired many. Wil felt pride and gratitude as he stood by his allies, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The legacy of Wil Mason. Wil's legacy as a hero and leader was cemented in the hearts and minds of the people. His bravery and determination had saved countless lives and inspired many. The fleet and the colonies looked to him with respect and admiration, recognizing him as a beacon of hope and strength. The royal court held a grand ceremony to honor Wil for his contributions. The grand hall was filled with people, their faces alight with admiration and gratitude. The air was filled with the sound of applause and cheers as Wil walked to the center of the hall. King Reginald, a tall and imposing figure with a regal bearing, stood before him. His eyes were filled with respect and gratitude as he addressed the assembly. Today, we honor a true hero. Wil Mason's bravery and determination have saved our kingdom and inspired us all. He is a beacon of hope and strength, and we are forever grateful. The Queen, elegant and composed, stepped forward and pinned a medal on Wil's uniform. Her eyes were filled with warmth and admiration as she spoke. Wil, your actions have shown us the true meaning of courage and loyalty. We are honored to have you as part of our kingdom. Wil's heart swelled with pride and gratitude as he accepted the honors. The applause and cheers of the assembly filled the grand hall, a testament to the respect and admiration he had earned. As the ceremony continued, Wil took a moment to reflect on his journey, the challenges he had faced, the battles he had fought, and the people who had stood by his side had all shaped him into the leader he had become. His heart swelled with pride and gratitude as he thought of the support and love he had received from his friends and allies. The king stepped onto the platform and asked Wil to kneel before him. The king pulled his sword and tapped both his shoulders with his sword. The king said, "Now, stand, knight and noble Mason." The crowd set off a big cheer. Wil looked over his shoulder and knelt yet again, looking at Cass. She walked forward, and he asked for her hand in marriage. The princess said yes. She grabbed and kissed Wil. People cheered, and the bells chimed all over the capital. The king made Wil and Cass a duke and duchess. They are now the nobility of the House of Sussex, holding the dukedom of Sussex, overlooking a massive cheering crowd. We fade out. Please like and subscribe to this channel.